Andy Mashaile joins us now for more reaction. Mr. Mashaile, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us and a warm welcome to the late edition. First of all, what's your reaction to the latest developments? And just looking at Advocate Mothibi's experience, what changes do you think he will effect at the NPA?
Good evening and compliments to yourselves and to your viewers, Simpiwe. I have shared some deep thoughts with Advocate Mothibi, and I have worked with him, and the experience, the expertise, the analytical mind, the strategic mind, I think will add serious value to the processes of the NPA. And remember, you and I must remember, and also the viewer must remember, that you are coming into a train that is broken at Station A, which is the NPA. So he has to fix the train and make sure that people are able to ride on that train of confidence that he has to fix in our country. I think he will add maximum and magnificent value in the processes. I mean, his performance at the SIU speaks volumes. He doesn't need to say anything. You and I can actually testify for him in terms of his performance at the SIU.
Well, President Ramaphosa appointed, him, Advocate Mothibi, as NDPP, yet none of the candidates who were publicly interviewed were selected. So from a governance and security perspective, what does that say about the integrity of the appointment process?
Number one, this side of the tail side of the coin says the president wanted someone with integrity, wanted someone who will instill confidence. And having had picked up on those names, he compared them with the goal in his mind, and his mind would be that of confidence and trust in the NPA, especially after the last performance of the outgoing NDPP. The president has in his mind a thought that says, I want to instill confidence in the NPA as quick as I possibly can. And how do you instill confidence in the NPA? You take a person with integrity who has performed excellently in the last 3, 4, 5 years, especially with the Tembisa debacle and the corruption at Tembisa and the subsequent investigations by the SIU and the asset forfeiture unit that came as a result of the investigations of the SIU. I can tell you, Simpiwe, my namesake Andy Mothibi has really instilled confidence in the SIU with regard to the court orders that he has and the court cases that he has won against a number of those people who are accused of having committed crime. So the president will have played along those dynamics and say, this gentleman will instill confidence in the NPA and automatically instill confidence in the people of South Africa, given the performance of Andy Mothibi whilst he was the head of the SIU. In fact, I must salute Andy Mothibi for the job that he has done. You and I, Simpiwe, and the viewers, need to give him a round of applause for what we have seen out there in the public.
Mr. Mashaile,
and we the
fact that you've alluded to the NPA. The fact that you've alluded to the fact that President Ramaphosa wanted somebody with integrity is quite a loaded statement, because it says a lot about the other interviewed candidates, about whether they do have that so-called credibility or integrity, or that devoid of such integrity. But then the question is, why was Advocate Mothibi effectively then a replacement candidate? And if so, why was this possibility not made explicit to the public from the very outset?
Simpiwe, I would look at the NPA and say I have a problem in the NPA. I would look at the Mamang Kabinde, Judge Kabinde's Commission of Inquiry, and looked at the performance of the outgoing NDPP, and look at the dynamics that came out to play. And you would want to immediately douse the fire with someone who has, who the people, the public would have confidence in. Once again, Simpiwe, given the performance of Advocate Mothibi, I would have had hunted, for the want of a better word. You and I know what I mean by head hunted. I would have had hunted Advocate Mothibi and say, I think you have what it takes to stabilize this hotspot called the NPA, and also to normalize that hotspot. The hotspot in terms of all the other NDPPs that came through since the establishment of the NPA who could not finish their terms. So you want someone who will stabilize the ship.
All right, Mr. Mashaile, lovely chatting to you as always. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.